Okay, Youth Empowerment Show, make some noise. Okay, so we have two very special guests here today with us. We have Miabelle and Jameer. They both are digital studio producers that work for MS Communications, which is both Hot 97 and WBLS. So let's just make some noise for the both of them.
Show. I'm out in the audience kicking it with the livest audience in the country. Make some noise. So we got two very excited people. And first of all, you know, how do I get your job? That's the first thing I want to know.
You know what? For me, I don't know about you, I applied online. Swear, like, you know, that never really happens. I applied online. I was going to get another job. And it was in Chicago. Excuse me, I'm a little winded from running around. Okay. So I was going to Chicago, and I got a call to be on BLS, and I didn't even get the interview yet, but I decided, like, right then and there, I was going to follow my dreams and had the interview, trusted my faith, and I got it, and that was 4 years ago. Wow. Yeah. Apply online, y'all.
Hey, guys. Hopefully everybody's doing well today. As far as how you can get my job, I interned. I started off as an intern for Hot 97 in the promotions department, and I guess I was the best one because I was the only one that got hired from my group. And from there, I was on the street team where they had me in front of Metro PCS and all these random places, hyping up crowds and really getting the party started, and you had to act like this was like the best time of your life, and I did, and that's probably part of the reason why I got hired to begin with. And then from there, I ended up on the digital side doing social media and website content for WBLS, and then with Hot 97, it's more covering events and doing social media for that. I also booked talent for Lisa Evers' show on Street Soldiers, which is part of Hot 97 and Fox 5 now. So, yeah, that's how I started. I interned. Interning is really, really, really important because that's when you figure out what you like, what you don't like, and you can make your move from there.
Wow, that's what's up. Can we just get another round?
Yeah.
Woo!
So there's this little facade that everybody in the music industry is rich. Balling, YOLO, Lambos, Bugattis, Audemars watches. But you coined the phrase struggles of the hustle.
Yes.
Tell us a little more about that.
Struggles of the hustle. It is hard, right, Jameer?
Y'all got no idea. I was so happy to have some of that free food.
Right.
I don't know what my next meal is going to be.
It is really hard. It is really hard, but you have to be resilient and you have to keep pushing. If it's something that you really want, you cannot give up. Cannot be in your vocabulary at all, okay? And what I really want to stress today especially is that, you know, I don't know if you feel like you're privileged or whatever the case may be. A lot of us feel like we're a product of our environment, but you're not. If you wake up with the two eyes and the hands and the legs to get you where you need to go, then you can really fight that hustle and get through it. So struggling is definitely a part of it, but if this is something that you want, you got to really focus and get it done.
Okay, so I also saw a video that you had, and it was about goal setting. And I feel that sometimes a lot of us make goals and we don't go through with them. So
Right.
how do we effectively tackle our goals?
Okay, so as far as effectively tackling your goals, if you don't know you have it, whatever that is for you, then you will never be able to use it, okay? T.D. Jakes said that, and I live by it. But you have to know that you have it, and you have to start, well, for me personally, I set small goals, goals that I know that I can reach. I know we all want to be Oprah, Wendy, Diddy, Jay-Z. We all want to be that top person, but in reality, You cannot. You can only be yourself and even better than those people. You know what I mean? Because what is for us is going to be for us. So we can't really strive to be who Oprah is, because Oprah started her own lane. We can be like Oprah, even better than Oprah, but you have to be original. So set small goals, things that you know that you can actually achieve. Like, hey, every morning I'm going to wake up at 6 a.m. and I'm going to do this, this, and this. If that's something that you know you can do, set that goal, do it, and you'll feel so much better about yourself that the next goal will be bigger. So my personal first goal was to get my work published outside of like school and Blogspot. And I actually started working for a newspaper here in Hunts Point that was published for the local people, and probably nobody read it, who knows, but that was where I got my start. It was a published article in a physical newspaper that I can now present to other people and say, hey, look what I did. It's not the New York Times, but it's a published article, you know? So setting small goals like that will help you get to bigger ones.
Also, with goal setting, it's important that you write your goals down. I have a dream journal, which I put like all my notes as far as like what I want to accomplish throughout the year, daily goals. Note it down, and then you date it, so when you go back, you'll be like, man, I can't believe on April, I started whatever. But it's important to really either verbalize or write down your goals so that you can reflect and be like, man, I stuck to it. Now I'm proud of myself because I accomplished it. So.
So Jameer, I just have to ask you. Have to ask you. What exactly is Play Cousins?
Oh, all right. Play Cousins is my podcast. And I don't know if y'all are familiar with the term Play Cousins. Play Cousins is like, y'all may not be blood to me, but since y'all family, y'all my play cousins, right? So y'all are family to me. We interacted, we high-fived and everything. Y'all my play cousins right here. Y'all my cousin. Y'all my play cousins. So actually, Play Cousins was an idea I had in my dream journal. I wrote it down. I wanted to do a podcast, and we've done like maybe close to 30 episodes already. I like to say it's one of the most diverse projects I've ever been a part of, because we talk about relationships, we talk about sports, we talk about music. Our last episode, we talked about Khalif Browder, and I don't know if y'all know the story about Khalif, but they're doing a documentary. They did a documentary about him, and we just try to be as diverse as possible. We like to have fun, but we also like to tackle serious issues. So Play Cousins is a lovely, lovely, lovely project. You guys can listen on iTunes. Not the babies, though. You can't listen yet. Not yet. You get a little older, you can listen. It's rated PG-13. 13.
So just to ask you, what does it take to start a podcast? How can you, if one of us out here wanted to start a podcast, what were some of the steps that you took in order to make that happen?
Some of the steps you have to take to create a podcast is, of course, think about what's going to make your podcast as diverse as possible. It's a lot of people who do music podcasts, a lot of people who do politics. I like to say that we come with a little bit of everything just to make it more interesting. You have to find people who believe in your vision. I have a wonderful co-host. Her name is Lindsay India, and we vibe off each other really well. She's crazy, just like I am, and, we have that chemistry, so it's also about chemistry. And then, you have to it's like a second job. You have to work every week to come up with interesting topics that people are going to care about. And no show should be like the next. You should try to elevate each show somehow, some way.
Just to ask, one thing I've realized coming into age is that you always need a support system in whatever career, I guess, you're pursuing. It's always great to have someone who's kind of been there, done that, to kind of, drop some jewels, share some keys on how they got there. So just to ask, did you have a mentor or anybody who kind of helped you pave your way to success?
In the beginning, no. I kind of decided that this was something that I wanted to do, so I tried figuring it out on my own. And that's why Struggles of the Hustle comes into play, because a lot of us don't have a guide to tell us, hey, you need to do this, this, and that. A lot of us don't even know some of these people who work in the industry. I didn't know anyone at HOT. I didn't know anyone at BLS. I just applied. I got denied at first, and then I got another call back, and it was a win. But at first, no, I didn't have a mentor. But then when I started getting around the people that I see that I want to be like or want to do things that they have done is when, you know, I kind of peeked in, hung around them a little bit just to see if it was something that, you know, I was really serious about. Because a lot of times we just see somebody who's doing great things and we want them to be our mentor. But you have to really kind of feel their vibe too, because we're important, you know? As much as they're important, we're important too. And you never want somebody to steer you in the wrong direction. So with that, once I realized, like, you know, some of the goals that I did want to accomplish, I asked a lot of questions. And for one example, Lisa Evers, I had did some work on her show because she needed some help. That was cool, and a few months later, I haven't really heard from her, but I was still working at the station. But then she did a show that I was really interested in, so I ended up sending her a text message like, hey, I love what you're doing. I want to learn more. If there's anything that, you know, we can do to work together or just so I can get the vibe of what you're doing, then let's get it on. Let's do it. And she was super appreciative of that, and she invited me in the studio. And since then, it's been a hit. And I've been booking talent for her, and it's been working for her, working for me. And that's how you do it. If you really find somebody that you want to mentor you and you're sure about it, reach out to them. They love to hear all the great stuff you think about them. Tell them that they're great and you love what they're doing. People love to hear those things, and they want to share that with you, especially if they have accomplished so much. They want to share that. Exactly. Right.
Yeah, I have a few mentors. It's super important to have mentors throughout your life who can guide your career, guide you personally, emotionally, financially. You know, you want a lot of people in your corner. So, I mean, a lot what Mia said, reaching out is the most important part. But you have to be ready to receive a mentor, too. You got to come down off your high horse. I had a lot of pride. I thought I was the best at what I did at all times. And I realized that wasn't the case. You have to realize, like, hey, people are better than you, and people want to guide you in the proper way, so you have to let them. So a lot of it is putting your pride aside, saying, what do I need help in? And if you find people in your right interest that's going to be in your corner, let them in your life. It's hard at first because you don't know them from a can of paint.
Right.
But you want to make sure that those people are going to be the right people for your life. So
And
mentorship is important, though. Very important.
Mentor anyone or?
Yes. Yes. I have.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah. And that's what's also super important, too. I feel like in life you can't be great unless you bring somebody up or people up behind you that can go farther than you have.
Right.
That's the most important part. That's what success is. A lot of people think money is success, but success is continuing on your legacy. Like, you got to have people who come from behind, as far as come from the ground, foundation. Pull them up and let them go farther than you ever thought you could, you know. So it's about mentoring. It's about pouring into to younger people to make sure they can fly just like you.
Rapper Future, of course, you know, when he's not mumbling in the studio, he did say, the reason I'm here today is because I never gave up. Were there ever moments in your career where you were just ready to throw it all away?
Absolutely ready to throw it all away. But I realized, like, I don't do anything compared to what I do as far as speaking and entertaining and having fun. Like, that's what my life mission is to have fun. We can turn up, but I'm also going to drop some knowledge so that people can excel as well. So prior to this, I was a stand-up comedian. It was hard. I wasn't funny at times. And I say, you know what? I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. But giving all the glory to God, he rerouted me, and I became a personality and a host, and I started interviewing people. And I found what my true passion was. And it's talking to people. It's having fun. It's making life a little bit easier for everybody else. But there's times when there's no food in the refrigerator. There's times where, you know, money is low. You can't take anybody out. Struggling. And, you know, you have to overcome that. Every day I look in the mirror and go, you got to be the best Jameer you could be, and go out there and make the best of it. So look at it.
What about you, Mia?
Yeah, there are times, even now, when I wake up and I'm like, oh my gosh, do I really have to? Or, you know, sometimes I just want to throw in the towel and say, forget it. Maybe I should, you know, figure something else out. But I sit and think about it, and there's nothing else that I can see myself doing in real life. And that's true. I can't, like, there's nothing else that I can imagine myself doing. So I have to put that foot forward and get through it. It's okay. It really is okay. I feel like we put so much pressure on ourselves to be the best whoever, when really the challenge is to be the best person that you can be for yourself and be original. People love you for who you are, and that's something that I learned, and I'm beginning to accept that my personality and who I am is what attracts great people to me. Instead of trying to be like anybody else or following and doing whatever, it's okay to be yourself. And it's okay if you feel like a failure sometimes. We all go through it, but you really have to pick that foot up and keep going. Questions, comments? No? Wow.
Everybody take out their phones, okay? I follow back. Oh, you can turn my phone off now. I don't have that much storage space, so I know it's beeping. I already know.
Struggle.
Yeah, for real. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at It's Jameer, ITSJAMEER. And I follow back, so I appreciate y'all. And look out for more stuff. I got a lot of content coming out soon. It's going to be fun. We're going to have a good time. And yeah, I look forward to seeing y'all after this. Yep.
And as for me, it's Miabelle NYC. That's MIABELLE NYC on all social platforms. So that's Instagram, Twitter, and whatever else that's out there. Miabelle NYC.
That's what's up, guys. Let's give them a round of applause. Thank you for coming out here today.